I'm not a black man. And I can never understand the historic struggles that people of color went through and are still going through for their search for equality. In 1961, I did have an experience where I swam in a pool with colored people. It was a teaching experience that changed my life. 3 years after that, President Lyndon Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act, which ended discrimination for race, color, sex, not sexual choices, just sex, religion, and some other thing. Anyway, did it end racism? No, it did not end racism. And it never will. We can never end racism. In my opinion, we all have a degree of racist in us. It's what we do. We can't control our thoughts. Our thoughts get in our head, and we can't do anything about that. But we can control our heart and our actions and how we respond to it. And that's important. Watching the TV lately, you see the riots or whatever political correct word you want to use, demonstrations, riots, protests. They're very similar to the 60s when I was a kid and watched them. But the difference is, and as I'm watching them, those thoughts are coming in my head. There they go again. There they go again? How racist is that? Okay, I can't control my thoughts, but I can certainly control my actions and what I say. And that's the important part. And it's the children that have that influence we have to work for. Slavery as we knew it is gone today. But there are still groups that are suffering, that are working for acceptance and understanding. You have gays, lesbians, you have religions, Mormons, Muslims, you have Republicans. Everybody wants to be accepted. The hard part is there are people out there that profit and proliferate and want to keep the racism going. We have to be a better teacher than they are. I'm not going to mention any names. Back to when I was in the colored pool, my dad dropped me and my buddy Jimmy off. We were 8 years old. Dropped us off at noon, said he'd pick us up at 4 o'clock whenever the pool closed. We went inside, dropped our towels in the grass, and jumped in the water. For 4 hours, we did what kids did. Our parents weren't there, so we didn't have to come out and eat. We just played for 4 hours. When the pool closed, we went outside. We were waiting for my dad. We recognized the fact that we were the only 2 white kids in there, but that was it. We just recognized it. We didn't dwell on it. As we were waiting for my dad, who was at that time 15 minutes late, the parking lot cleared out, all except for one car. It was an older colored woman. Of course, when you're 8, everybody's older. And she approached us and said, "Is there someone picking you kids up?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am, my dad's coming for us." And she went to her car, got in her car, but she didn't leave. She sat there and waited till we were picked up. It wasn't until many years later I realized that was another teaching moment. She didn't see color. She saw 2 kids, and she made sure we were safe. And I've never forgotten that. It took me a long time to realize that, but I owe her a lot of debt. As an adult, I had a similar experience that was a teaching moment. My best friend John, who's in here with all you wonderful people, we're setting up our food vending booth at the Rainbow Festival, Gay Pride Festival down at Heritage Square. And there's a museum on the same grounds. In fact, even the protesters weren't there yet, or the haters. They were just getting ready to set up. But before they set up, a bus pulled up, and a bunch of brownies, brownies being before Girl Scouts, not a racial slur, bunch of brownies went into the museum. And while they were in there, the Rainbow Festival came alive. Everybody was decorating, and it was all rainbows and sparkles and everything else you could imagine. And one of the ladies about 11 o'clock came out, and again, the festival wasn't open yet. She came out and she says, "What's going on here?" And we said, "It's a Heritage Gay Pride Festival. They're celebrating diversity." So she returned and went back inside the museum. What we saw next was unbelievable. It was intolerance and innocence at your highest levels and lows and peaks. These girls were coming out, human chains, holding hands. With about every 20, there was an adult. And they were instructing them, keep your eyes down, look at the feet in front of you, and walk fast. Eyes down, look at the feet in front of you, walk fast. I don't know if they thought they were going to turn to salt, explode, or what, but it was a teaching moment that could have happened and helped those children like it helped me. The most important thing I learned that day was on the ride home. My dad, after he picked us up, said, "Did you guys have a good time?" I said, "Yeah, Dad, I had a great time." But what Jimmy said attached itself to my heart and guided me for life. He said, "Mr. Walters, the colored kids are just like us.